So in this video we are discussing about the cyanobacteria, and this is the part 2 video. In part 1 we have discussed about the introduction of the cyanobacteria and structure of the cyanobacteria too. So some points were remaining, so that we are discussing in this video. As you guys all know, cyanobacteria is called the blue-green algae, and these are the most primitive photosynthetic organism on earth. Okay, so first point we are having that is they have capacity to survive in high and low temperature. Okay, they can survive in both conditions, and they are having the both photosystem, like we are having photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. As you guys all know, we have discussed the photosystem in very detail. So they are having the two photosystem for the production of the ATP. Okay, like plants, they also perform the cyclic phosphorylation. They also perform the photophosphorylation. Like plants perform the, you can say, the dark reaction, light reaction, they also perform the cyclic photophosphorylation. What does it mean? It means that this process occur when there is the, you can say, that energy is required, when the where the ATP is basically required. So they basically also do the cyclic photophosphorylation, but in stressful condition. Okay, and they have the higher growth rate too. They have the growth rate that is higher than phytoplankton. What are phytoplankton? As you guys all know, the group of prokaryote and eukaryote, we are calling that a phytoplankton. So they are having the growth rate more. Why? Because they have less energy, so that's why their growth rate is more, and they are having the more energy, that's why their growth rate is little bit less than cyanobacteria. And if we talk about the cyanobacteria, so cyanobacteria also, this is basically a bacteria. Okay, so this basically produce the toxic substance too in the water. Which toxic substance? First we are having that is the neurotoxin. Second we are having the hepatotoxin in water, and third we are having the cytotoxin. If we talked about the neurotoxin, so they basically damage the nerves. Okay, they damage the liver, and this toxic substance basically damage the cell. So these they basically produce the toxic substance in the water, and if we drink that water, so that can also cause the gastro in our body. What is gastro? Gastro is basically a diarrhea. Okay, so they can also damage the, you can say that, the our system of our body. Okay, if we will drink the water. If we talk about that cyanobacteria, so as you guys all know, we are having the trichome. What is trichome? That is the linear shape of the cyanobacteria, that is the trichome. Okay, so if we talk about the trichome, so they all in trichome, in after trichome, these are trichome. After trichome, they are also having the heterocytes. Okay, they are having a special cell they produce, that is the heterocyte. What is the function of the heterocytes? Basically they basically help to produce the nitrogen. Okay, for the fixation of the nitrogen. Okay, so if we talk about the feature of the cell, so they are having the thick cell. They are having thick cell, and they are enucleated, which means they don't have the nucleus. Okay, and they are colorless. And as you guys all know, the filamentous cyanobacteria. Okay, as you guys all know, filamentous. What was the filamentous? This is the filamentous form of the cyanobacteria, and this is what mucilaginous sheath. As you guys all know, this was the sticky sheath which protect the cyanobacteria, that we have all discussed in the previous video. Okay, I'm just giving you the overview. So this was the filamentous cyanobacteria. So they basically form a heterocyte cell in nitrogen starvation condition. Okay, heterocyte basically occur when the nitrogen is basically less. Okay, and they are also having the nitrogen fixation work. They basically do with the help of the nitrogenase enzyme. Okay, and what is N2 fixation, which means the atmospheric the atmospheric nitrogen, if we talk about, is fixed and basically converted into ammonia to make the protein that we have discussed in the previous video too. Protein or amino acid, that was the point that we have discussed in the previous video too. Okay, and if they are having the no flagella. What is flagella? Flagella is basically or organelle. Okay, they basically occur for the movement, but they are having no flagella. So you will say that how they are basically moving. So they are basically moving by the locomotion, because they are having the gliding locomotion occur. In there, the gliding locomotion occur. What is gliding locomotion occur? Gliding locomotion means that they basically occur by the internal power. They are having the internal power through which they basically move. Okay, and they are having the movement of the cyanobacteria. We are calling that as a phototaxis. What is phototaxis? The movement of the cyanobacteria toward the light, we are calling that as a phototaxis. And if the you can say that the movement is toward the light, so we are calling that as a positive. And if the movement is like away from the light, so we are calling that as a negative phototaxis. Okay, so as you guys all know, we have discussed about the filamentous cyanobacteria too. So this was the remaining points about the toxic substance and the cell wall and their some feature, so their characteristics. So we have discussed about the cyanobacteria part 2.